At Radical Marketing, our mission is to help 1,000 businesses double their revenues in our lifetime. And why is this important for me personally? So let me tell you my story. So back in 2009, I was a property developer and everything collapsed at that point in time. I was into projects that were way beyond my depth and I was leveraged to the max. So when the global financial crisis, or Great Recession as they call it nowadays, came in, I was stuck. There was no way I could get out of it. I was stuck in projects. I was basically sinking. And it was horrible because every day I did not want to wake up because all I got were debt collectors. It was angry investors. It was another bill that came in that I'm struggling to figure out how to pay. And I still remember that one day when I was at work and someone called my phone, and it was someone downstairs waiting for me, and it was a tow truck who came to possess my car, the car that I love so much. And they came and they basically took it away because I just could not pay the car loan and I lost the car. And in the end, and that was humiliating, that was embarrassing, and it was not an experience that I'd like to go through again. And I was forced to sell all my houses, my 20 plus properties, all gone. And at that point in time, I was staring down the path of bankruptcy. I had no choice because the debts were overwhelming and that was my only way out. So I had to do it. The humility, the confidence loss, the devastation to my personal psyche, my emotions, that of my family, those of my investors, losing their life savings, losing my parents' house in Sydney. It was a tough pill to swallow. And that's why when I set up Radical Marketing, I know firsthand the pain that every business owner goes through when they lose the business or when they have a failing business. It is not fun. And I know for a fact that over 90% of businesses that start up fail. So Radical Marketing was set up with the motivation of changing this statistic and changing it forever. Because we know that if we can make that small dent in our universe with this 1,000 businesses, we are impacting thousands, tens of thousands of families, people's livelihoods, possibly even millions. And that is our contribution to the world. And that's why we exist, to help the risk takers, the entrepreneurs in our society to flourish, to bring true value where they know they can, to bring impact with their businesses that they were set up for in the first place. And yes, to make money so that they can create more wealth for all who are involved, which is the entrepreneur, their teams, and their customers. I think it's a very important task that we are playing every day. That's why I remind my team that when you wake up every morning, don't just think you are creating another ad, that you are writing another sentence. No, every day you are impacting lives through your words, through your designs, through your websites, through your integrations in the back end, through your AI development. So you are contributing to lives and the well-being of entrepreneurs and their families and their stakeholders. I think this is so important for us to remember that we are contributing and we serve a purpose. We are not just running ads. We are not just filling webinars, seminars, or building AI. We are making a dent in our small little universe. And that's why our mission to help 1,000 entrepreneurs to double their revenue in a lifetime. At Radical Marketing, there are 6 key values that we adhere to that drive the company, its direction, and its true north every single day. And team members who join our business need to follow these 6 values. And if they don't, normally they don't last very long. And today, I'm so excited to be sharing these 6 values with you. So the first value that drives Radical Marketing is extreme ownership. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the book Extreme Ownership. And I read the book, I totally loved it. And I said, this is what we need in our business. Extreme ownership means taking responsibility for everything, every outcome, every result that happens. And that means even if someone else is in the wrong, like the customer is in the wrong, we still take ownership of the situation, because when we take ownership, we empower ourselves. And when we empower ourselves, that's when we can learn the lessons. And that's when we can impact change. And that's when true power is found within each of us. So in radical marketing, we never blame one another. Yes, we point out each other's areas for improvement, but at the end of the day, we also need to look at ourselves simultaneously and say, hey, what could have I done better to ensure that this mistake didn't happen? Was it because I did not communicate enough? Or was it because I did not communicate clearly what I wanted, and that's why the result was not what we wanted? So it always falls back to us first, and then also other team members, so that we are also constantly covering for one another as well. Because if we want to achieve a mission, and say one of the team members drops off for whatever reason or underperforms, another team member will immediately cover for them. And ultimately, we will get the result that we are targeting for. And that's why extreme ownership is so important. Let me illustrate with an example that happened recently, where we had engaged with a SaaS company, and they had 3 funnels that they wanted to build within a month, and we had to run ads for these funnels. Now, normally, it would take 3 weeks to build a funnel, but in this case, we did not have the time. We either said sorry, goodbye, or we had to just figure out a way to make things work faster. So we took on the job, we made sure that things worked and planned things properly. And the amazing thing is everybody covered for everybody else. So when we were short in one department, another person with those skills actually came to help out so that we could deliver our projects on time. And that was really something amazing to see, because when you have pressure, that is when you know whether your team has extreme ownership or it's just something they say in the team. So this was demonstrated when we were under pressure and we had to deliver those 3 funnels in a month, and everybody demonstrated extreme ownership. And ultimately, we delivered and everybody got rewarded. But more than that, it was one of the finest hours that I've seen for our team, because it's easy to actually get stuff done and demonstrate extreme ownership when everybody is cruising. But when you're under pressure, under the cosh, and you need to deliver something much faster than you normally have to, that's when the value of extreme ownership is truly tested. And I would say that we embrace extreme ownership, and everybody in the team performed fantastically. So that's our first value, extreme ownership. The second value that the radical marketing team adheres to is deep work or focus. Scientists have discovered that if you are able to put in 4 hours of really focused work, really deep work, that is equivalent to several days of normal work. So we are a small team at this point in time. So it is so important for everybody in the team to experience deep work on a daily basis so we can get a lot done. How do we do this? Is that we focus on one task at a time. We do not believe in multitasking, because multitasking kills focus, kills deep work, and you will not experience the productivity that you will experience when you engage in deep work. And so I encourage my team members, turn off all notifications, turn off social media, turn off WhatsApp notifications on the phone, and even put your phone on silent, because it takes so much time to get back into deep work once you are distracted. It is not worth it. Deep work ensures that everybody shows up every day and gives their very best. Now, in 2025, I will be completely transparent. Our cash flow has been a bit lumpy. And so, in recent months, in the past 3 months, I told my team that, guys, I really need you to help me focus my deep work on outreach so that we can overcome this bumpy ride together. And true to form, each of my team members have taken on the mantle of freeing me up by increasing their personal productivity through deep work. And I myself am able to engage in deep work so that we can actually generate more business for the long term. And interestingly, we are now in the process of signing multiple contracts that I believe will put us back on the path of fast growth again. But this would not have been possible if the team did not engage in deep work or allow me to engage in deep work. And this is such an important value for radical marketing because this is what will allow us to fulfill our mission of helping 1,000 businesses to double their revenues. The third value that radical marketing adheres to is having gratitude. Now you may wonder, this sounds kind of weird for a business to have gratitude as one of your values. I might agree to that, but at the same time, it has served us well. You see, running a business isn't always a bed of roses, as you know. So when we have an attitude of gratitude, we see the good in everything. We can find positive regardless of the circumstances that we are in. For example, if we are dealing with a problematic client, if we have that attitude of gratitude, we find the good in this client and maybe understand the clients more. Maybe they are under pressure to deliver because if they don't, maybe that will affect their payroll. So we need to see things from their point of view and not just say, hey, they are a terrible client. And when we find ourselves overloaded with work, we have this gratitude to know that the work will actually give us more revenue and so that everybody can get paid more. So what's bad about it? Yes, it's a little bit of pain, but isn't it worthwhile at the end of the day? And when we find ourselves in times of challenge and pressure, isn't it time to give thanks for the growth and the learnings that we will receive through this period? So that is why this attitude of gratitude is so important. And here's the thing, when times are tough, and they will get tough in business, make no mistake, is that having this gratitude makes us relentless because we find good in every situation and that gives us fuel. That gives us that little glimpse of light, the silver lining on the cloud to say, yes, let's press forward because I can see the positive out of this situation. And it is good at the other side because it's always what we want is on the other side of pain. And if we do not have this gratitude to see what's possible, then we will miss out on a lot of things in our business. So that's the third value that we have, having gratitude. The fourth value that we have at Radical Marketing is humility and growth. Now, I tell my team members that the person that you are now has to be better than the one you saw 3 months ago. And if it's not, that means you have not been growing. And the person that is to come in 3 months from now, that is you, should be much better than the person you are today. And guess what? That requires humility, an attitude of wanting to grow. We are in the digital marketing space. The space is constantly evolving. If we do not have that humility and that attitude that we want to grow, we are going to be left behind. Strategies, tactics that worked 1 year ago, even 6 months ago, they are outdated today. 2 weeks ago, we found out about this whole new update on Meta ads called Andromeda, and it's completely changing the way we run Facebook ads. So if we are still practicing what we were practicing even 2 months ago, we are going to get killed today, because if we do not follow what is working right now, we are going to be left behind. So humility and growth also means that I basically tell my team members, if you want to be in radical marketing for the long haul, you better be spending at least 3 hours a week learning about updates and learning skills, personal development in your particular field of expertise. Because if not, we are simply gonna be crushed by the competition. And so humility and growth is kind of a value that we need to have in the digital marketing space. It is not even a choice, it is a must. And this value also necessitates us to be humble enough to see what other people are doing and learning from them, to be able to accept feedback from each other in the team and say, you are right, thank you for helping me improve. It is also critical for us to also accept customer feedback so that we can incorporate that feedback to help serve them better as well. So this is a very important value for radical marketing, humility and growth, and it will continue to form the DNA of our team. Now, the fifth value of radical marketing is about excellence. Excellence in what we do, all the output that we create, everything that bears our thumbprints needs to be excellent. When I talk about excellence, I'm not talking about perfection. Perfection is a completely different thing. Excellence could mean quality. Excellence could mean quantity. Excellence could also mean speed, because in digital marketing, speed is critical as well. So excellence is a combination of these three. And it's up to my team to find which combination of this three is the true level of excellence for each particular circumstance. So let me tell you a little story. When we grew the fastest in 2023, 2024, I believe we had something like 80% growth that year. And in that year, I remember people were commenting on our Facebook ads, telling us, wow, these ads are really good. Your copy is really good on these ads. And these are random strangers on Meta. You're just commenting on our ads. We had clients tell us that our videos were excellent because it is not them looking at it and saying, wow, my video was so good. It was actually their friends telling them that, wow, your videos are really good. And they told us that information. It is that level of excellence that built the foundation of radical marketing today, and it will continue to build radical marketing in the future. We are constantly improving our output and our results for our clients. And so that is why this value is absolutely fundamental to radical marketing. Now we come to the sixth and final value of radical marketing, which is team first. All these values that I've mentioned are equally important. So this is not number 6 because it is 6 most important. They're all number 1. So team first, what does it mean? Team first is about putting the success of the team ahead of our personal desires, of our personal comfort. It is why I see my team members work nights till late to get projects delivered. It is why sometimes they sacrifice the weekends in order to get things done. It is why they sacrifice their Netflix time in order to learn a new skill that will help them in their daily tasks. Radical marketing was built on the sacrifices of many team members, including myself, of course, but everybody paid a price for the well-being and success of the team. Because at Radical Marketing, we are individuals who come together as a team because we want to win stuff, we want to make an impact, we want to change businesses and help them to double their revenues. I believe that business is a team sport, like any sports team, and that's why at Radical Marketing, everybody is about putting the team first, scoring the goals together, and winning together. And that means sometimes making personal sacrifices, which I'm most grateful for, because every single person in radical marketing that has come through the doors, and maybe in some cases that have left, they have contributed to the legacy of radical marketing. And they have left radical marketing a better place. And that's how we win at Radical Marketing. So guys, that is the mission and the 6 values that we have at Radical Marketing that drive us towards this mission of helping 1,000 businesses double their revenue in our lifetime. So I hope that inspired you and hope that you got something out of this that you can take to use in your business or in your personal life. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.